And welcome to Join News Desk with me, Mamisi Nyamiche Thompson. Coming up this hour, indiscriminate shooting injures several people at Ritz in Madina by an angry man only known as ACRA following a fire that destroyed many shops. Well, just a few hours ago, too, veteran rapper Reggie Rockstone confirmed his house is gutted, plus the Accra Tourist Information Center will speak to the Ghana National Fire Service. We have details. Also coming up this morning, the National Democratic Congress is ready to select a candidate for the Akwatia by-election. We're live on the grounds for the very latest. And WASI 2025 begins with WAEC assuring that the exams will roll out in conflict zones like Boku, Nalarugu and Inkwanta following special security arrangement. We'll also hear from the Boku Senior High School students confident that exams will go well without hitches. And we'll tell you how the demand for 2 to 3 years rent advance has forced a father to raise his family in Accra's most neglected slum. These and more coming up with me, Mamisi Nyamiche Thompson. Stay for details. And in our first story, indiscriminate shooting injures 10 people at Ritz by an angry man only known as ACRA. At least 10 people sustained gunshot injuries on Sunday afternoon at Ridge Junction in Madina in a shocking twist during a fire outbreak that destroyed several shops. One of the victims, Ernest Opari, now on admission at Pentecost Hospital alongside 4 others, recounted a terrifying scene where a man only known as ACRA allegedly pulled a pump-action gun and began firing indiscriminately. Well, listen to Ernest's conversation with Abena Pokia Awenia of Adom FM.
3 bullets hit me on the back, 3 on my buttocks, 1 on my leg and another on my forehead. He was wielding a pump-action gun and shooting indiscriminately. Several others were also injured. As for the guy by me, he is in a more serious condition. The man, known as ACRA, was firing indiscriminately in the full view of the police and fire officers. Yet, no one could.
Well, you heard Ernest Opari, victim of the indiscriminate shooting with sister station Adom FM's Abena Pokia Awenia. Meanwhile, Ritz Junction residents are still trying to put back the pieces of what is left of their belongings after fire destroyed the wooden and metal structures, and will go there live shortly. But first, listen to this report by Stephen Mensah.
Behind me are the charred remains of a fire that broke out here at the Madina Ridge Junction on Sunday, August 3, 2025. The fire began at midday and it has left many lives and livelihoods reduced to ashes. Residents say the fire could have been minimized if the Ghana National Fire Service was here earlier.
Around 12 na Ghana shots, you know. I say I'm for fire service, you know. Edico fire service, you know. It's less than 20 meters walk. Where do we fire service abaha? And the idea and I was and taking more than 5 minutes. Now I'm branching the pure water and do me. First, we ban a janasa. I can see other shop. I could see shops one. Idea, if you say almost best, almost 300 to 400 shops in the match within 2 hours. Every 3 months, be a shiwa.
Here is a very big business place that a lot of activities go on. Fashion designers, seamstress, hairdress, a lot of things. So when we say we've lost property, I mean we've lost a lot of property here. A lot. When you see that your friend's life is at risk, whatever, all the best in you that you can do just to save that person. Can you do that to support? And forget about social media. Are you videoing the person?
Me fridge, me drinks, me container, who you know, Frasia, me say ever. And Yampuni and say bedroom restaurant, say Mimi who session, na fire service for no so free. aha omoko ase ho no ti yenim se omoko yide betimi adum no ye hu ye na aduru ye shop ho awie.
In response, Deputy Director of Operations for the Ghana National Fire Service says the fire has been brought under control and preliminary investigations are ongoing as to ascertain the cause of the fire.
They were trying to take out their belongings and not coming to the fire station. We saw the fire in the air and then we came here before they even got to the station to report it. So it's not about a matter of not coming here early. Madina Fire Station is just 2 minutes away from here. As you can see, the fire involves multiple wooden structures and containers here. Okay, we had a distress call around 12:36. And then luckily for us, we have Madina Station right opposite here. So they rushed in here and realizing the magnitude of the fire, asked for other pumps to come and help us. So as you can see, we've got the fire under control. We just got a few pockets to get it out, and then we know that we are finally extinguished.
Another neighborhood left in ruin, businesses lost, livelihoods at stake. The question now remains, could this devastation have been avoided? For Joy News, I am Stephen Mensah, Madina, Accra.
The Accra Tourist Information Center, located opposite Afrikiko, was gutted at dawn. The cause of the blaze remains unknown as personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service worked to bring the situation under control. According to sources, the fire started in the early hours around 1 a.m. We're learning that veteran rapper Reggie Rockstone's house was also affected. Let's hear from the horse's own mouth.
Yes, there has been a fire, a pretty devastating fire. The good news is that no human being was harmed. Amen. Material stuff we don't take with us when we check out, so we give praise to Jah for this. As far as the damage, pretty heavy, but we would like to take this time out to thank the Ghana Fire Service. I know that you're going to catch a lot of flack because you are so close to us in proximity, literally about a minute or so away from us, but we also found out that in Madina and all over the place. Into Omono, and kind of said no, my brain, but they finally did what they had to do and they put it out, and they turned it out, and so therefore we would like to thank you, Yambo Mabaso, because I know they're gonna catch some flack, but that's not what we're here for, to point fingers. Shout out to the Accra Tourism Information Center. Shout out to Madame who's here. Everybody's here. Yeah. And so we thank you all. As you can see, the damage is pretty heavy. But a roof no, and a chair, but and that's what we give praise to. All the other rumors, cut it out. Also, apparently, there were a lot of prank calls. Time on Mudum, Ejano, Ewo, Madina, no. Now, a month or so, you have prank calls here in Gimon. That's terrible. That's so evil. But, so God bless you, God bless you. Thank you for the love, Rocks Watch It. We're still here. We know we're going to carry on. And what more can I say?
There will be no watch, unfortunately, today.
No, today, no watch it, no.
But I'm sure we'll be back very soon. We don't know when yet, but we'll be back.
Yes, and also to all who have been affected, you know, there are a lot of offices here.
Yeah.
And we send you light and love. It is a tragedy, but you're alive. So please, we send you light and love. God bless you, and good morning. Abose. All our workers are intact. They're really shook. Everybody's intact. And God bless you.
And that was Reggie Rockstone. Well, my colleague Stephen Mensah joins me live from the grounds at Ritz in Madina. And Stephen, what's the latest? What's happening now where you are?
Well, Mamisi, I'm here at the Ridge Junction, as you said. Some of the residents and the business owners here are trying to salvage what's the loss from the fire incident yesterday. I'm here with Mamisi, also your name, and she is trying to salvage what she lost. She tells me she has lost a considerable amount of money yesterday from the fire incident. So you're welcome to join us. What have you lost so far?
So far, I've lost many things. I sell the sofa, glass accessories, and then take away parts. And there's a lot.
So we hear that the fire service didn't respond quickly to your distress call.
Yes, yesterday. Actually, I'm not around. I'm at church when they called me. The time I arrived, they said, oh, they done everything. And then I got to know that they said there's short of water. They are very so they couldn't finish everything. They couldn't finish.
So what would you want to be done for you currently?
We are pleading for the NADMO to help us. We've lost many things, but whatever they can use to even, to solve our problem, even if something small, we can use it to start everything, to start it afresh again.
So that was one of the business owners here at the Ridge Junction. Our assessment over here also told us that the ECD people are here to check to ensure that there's no electricity currently in any of the electricity poles or lines over here at the Ridge Junction.
But Stephen, there was also the report of a shooting incident over there. Do we know the latest about that report?
Yes. So currently, there's one person on admission to one of the hospitals around the Madina enclave. One has been discharged so far, and we understand that there are more in different hospitals. We are yet to get confirmation of which hospitals they are, and we'll give you updates as to what they have been given.
All right, Stephen, thank you very much for that update from the Ridge Junction, where fire gutted several shops yesterday. Well, we'll get more on that later. Well, moving on, the Food and Drugs Authority says it is considering collaborating with the National Security to ensure the immediate removal of Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix from the market following alarming health and safety violations uncovered at the Nutri-Foods Ghana Limited Production Facility. The move comes amid growing public concern and mounting evidence of contaminated products, including bloated pouches and moldy contents, which pose serious risks to consumer health. We spoke to Roderick Ejay, the Deputy Chief Executive for the Food Division of the Food and Drugs Authority.
Bloated can, food that contains food. One has to be careful of what we call Clostridium botulinum. That is a microorganism or a germ that causes what we call botulism. Botulism is very dangerous. It's a toxin that is produced by this germ, and it's a nerve toxin, and it's so potent that if you had 500 grams of it in, let's say, a Milo tin, and you were able to put it in water for everybody in the world, if they take it, they'll die. So when you see a can that is bloated, you need to move away from it. It's just microorganisms, germs that have contaminated it, and they are producing a gas. So if they can even let metal can bloat like that, you can imagine what it can do to you. It could also be other microorganisms, germs, that could give you various food ailments. So it's a warning sign. If you see a can that that's what we call, it has a tick-tock sound. If you press on it, you hear ka, ka, ka. You should be careful. So please, for public education, people need to move away from bloated cans that have food. So the Food and Drugs Authority doesn't work alone. That's why we say food safety is everybody's business, and that's why we have instituted a recall. So the recall identifies the product, and as you are doing right now, showing the pictures of the product as well as the batches that are indicated. That's why you are finding FDA instructing the company to do the the recall. We are actively taking the effectiveness of the recall by tabulating, keeping proper documentation of what is happening. There is a nationwide, should I say, work that we are doing right now. We are very thankful to national security who are helping us. We have started with depots that are having these products. The company itself is also cooperating by showing us where their depots are. And the various FDA offices over this weekend have been busily working. The Chief Executive, Professor Kwabena Frimpong Manson, has seen to it. And so nationwide, we are going all around to shops. And then also in the rural areas, as we are saying, the announcement, what you are doing right now by bringing out this information are all avenues that we are exploring to make sure that people get to know and take it off the shelves, as well as if you've got some also at home, you take it to the nearest Food and Drugs office or to the depot where you bought it from, the shops where you bought it from.
Away from Tasty Tom, at least you need to avoid that for now. We go to WASI, and the 2025 examination begins worldwide, or nationwide, I beg your pardon, as WAEC assures exams will roll out in conflict zones like Boku, Nalerugu, and Inkwanta following special security arrangements. We'll hear from the Boku Senior High School students as well, and the headmaster as well for this. You're still watching Joy News Desk. We'll be right back with more. The 2025 WASI kicks off today with over 400,000 candidates across the country. In areas like Boku, Nalerugu and Inkwanta, where recent clashes have disrupted activities, authorities are working closely with security forces to ensure a smooth and safe process. Special arrangements have been rolled out to protect both students and supervisors. The West African Examinations Council says it is committed to ensuring that no student is left behind, regardless of the volatile situation. John Capy is Director of Public Affairs.
Council is ready. We are ready to conduct the examination as expected. In fact, there are no challenges. All the answer booklets needed for the candidates, all the logistics that the candidates will need for the examinations are ready. We've dispatched some of them. We're going to dispatch a few more the next few days. Well, as we speak, I do not have any formal information about the Nkwanta situation, but what I know for sure is that for Boku and for Nalerugu, we are working towards conducting examinations within their enclave. Unless, of course, the security advise otherwise, then we'll look at alternative arrangements and ensure that they are able to write without any incidents.
Well, out of the 703 students registered for the exam in the Boku Senior High School, only 200 have reported. The headmaster, Abubila Bukari, is hopeful most of them will report today following boosted security arrangements.
We're grateful to all parents of our students, especially parents of the third years who have released them to come. As you are aware, we have received over 200 of our children, and we believe that tomorrow we give them third to fourth to come back into the school. The response today has been very encouraging, and so we are hopeful that by tomorrow, if we don't get 100%, we will get closer to 100% of the return of our students. As you are aware, we have police 24-hour police presence in the school. We have also taken certain measures, for example, closing of other gates apart from the main gate. So these are the security. We have also, we are dependent on the old boys who have assured us that they will give us support to reinforce the walls and possibly add the height and take other measures. So we are very hopeful that the security situation on campus that we have implemented now will be sustainable and continue even into the long run. Registered 703 final year students, but as of now, about 200 thereabout have
Meanwhile, some of the students who spoke to Joy News are optimistic about a smooth process.
About the relocation of our WASI, for our school to be going right the WASI is no good. It will really disturb our learning, and we don't know that place. So we going to a new place to resettle, and by it will disturb us a lot. So we thank God we are back here and we are happy they didn't relocate us because it would have.
My name is Sakurugu William Stalata, a former house prefect of Sunda House. I am just arrived to school and I am very happy for what the staff have done and then the security measures they've taken. For relocating us to different place to ride. We've been here for 3 years. They're relocating us to a different school to ride. It would have affected us a lot. So we thank the staff for providing us these security measures. So we thank them a lot.
Respond to the name Musa Atimila Mohammed, the former SIC president of Boku High School, 2024-2025 academic year. Well, before I say anything else, I want to give thanks to Allah Almighty for making this moment possible. And I want to also say we are very sorry to our beloved brother that has been departed from us. And we went home, then we had a news that they are going to reallocate us to different schools to write our WASI. And to me, as the president of the school and as a leader, as our headmaster is against it, we are also against it. We are against it a lot. Then I want to say, maintaining us here to write our WASI is the best decision, and therefore we are safe enough to write our exams.
Well, let's go on the phone lines and speak to John Capy once again. He's the Director of Public Affairs for WAEC. John, we're grateful for your time on our desk. What's the situation today? Any feedback?
Good morning and thanks for having me. We are still monitoring the system as we speak. Yes, our now officers are on hand. They are watching and monitoring and we are need for us to, of course, collaboration with the government education service will ensure that every candidate is able to write examination in a peaceful atmosphere.
And what is the situation in the conflict area since you made arrangements with the community leaders to ensure that security is beefed up and that the children are safe writing the exam?
Well, for now, we haven't got into the really busy week of examinations, and so there have not been any incidents reported yet. But of course, as I said earlier, we are monitoring, and of course, in collaboration with our partners, we would take action as and when there's a need for us to. But for now, it will be appropriate that we speak very little about it, just so that people don't get to know your next move and then also decide whatever they want to do.
Right. We know that this week is for the practicals. I mean, when are they starting the theory?
So come the 18th of August, we'll have some of the written papers, beginning with picture making and then some other practical papers as well. But then on the 20th of August, that is when the main that is when all candidates will be involved because they'll be writing the oral English paper.
Right. Thank you so much, John Kofi, for that update. He's Director of Public Affairs for WAEC. Now, the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, is set to select a candidate for the Akwatia by-election in a primary today. 3 contenders are competing to reclaim a seat that was once a party stronghold before shifting to the NPP. This by-election follows the death of MP Ernest Kumi. Now, Deputy Director of Elections and IT is Sofo Rashid Tanko Computer. He spoke to us earlier.
Are satisfied with the preparation for the primaries, which will be held in Akwatia to elect a parliamentary candidate. As we speak now, there is no problem. The delegates list have been delivered to the 3 candidates, and everybody is set, and we are prepared for it to make sure that we elect the rightful candidate who will represent the NDC in the by-election. But I can assure you the NDC is going to win the election.
Well, let's go live now to Akwatia and speak to my colleague Kofi. Kofi, what's the current situation in Akwatia? Unfortunately, we just lost Kofi there. Or do we still have him? We're still trying to get a hold on Kofi, but as you know, NDC is holding its primary today to select a contender for the Akwatia by-election. Already we know that 3 persons are contesting for the very seat. But as and when we get updates, we will go there for the latest. Now, there is a fight for good stuff. I understand that we have Kofi now on the line. Kofi, can you tell us what's happening?
Hello, so currently we are at the Akwatia Great Consolidated Diamonds premises where the election is supposed to take place this morning. It hasn't started yet. If you come here, there are tight security around this place. They are ensuring that everyone is protected over here. As I speak with you, I've seen some parties faithful, some heavyweights, of course, from the side of from the NDC, and they are here to monitor the primaries that is going to take place this morning up to until evening, I'm sure. So there are 3 candidates or 3 aspirants involved in this elections. One is the former MP for the area who was battling Eskumi in court. His name is Henry Boachi Yadom. They popularly call him Okuyu here in Akwatia. He's a businessman. The next candidate is a legal practitioner, a private one. His name is Bernard Bedi Akumbeidu. He was the one who was, doing the cases for Henry Boachi Yadom with Eskumi in court. And the other person, that is the last person, is Erasmus Ali Kone. He's also a businessman and a miner. So these are the 3 people who are supposed to go through the elections, and one will be elected to face the candidates from the side of the NPP.
Have we at least seen party executives ensuring that everything is in order for the primary to take place?
Okay, so as I speak with you, I have seen Joseph Yamin, the national organizer of the National Democratic Congress. He is around here. I've also seen the Eastern Regional Chairman of the NDC, Dr. Marco Levakevo. He's also here. The Eastern Regional Minister himself is here. I've seen Ludwig Oloje, the former National Youth Organizer of the NDC. He's also around. And a host of these executives are all around to monitor what will happen here in Akwatia this morning.
All right, Kofi, thank you for the update. We'll definitely be keeping up with what's happening in Akwatia and bringing you the latest on that. The Ghana Police Service is raising fresh alarm over the persistence of human trafficking, revealing a disturbing new trend in which unsuspecting Ghanaians are being lured abroad under the guise of lucrative job offers, only to be drafted into the Russian army. According to police intelligence, these victims, often young men seeking better opportunities, fall prey to well-organized trafficking syndicates that exploit economic desperation. Head of the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit, DSP William Ayariga, gave more details on the law on the Journeys channel on Sunday.
We received a report from families, about 14 Ghanaians. They were deceived and recruited to Russia, that they were going to work at a private security and also into agriculture. And on their arrival, that they were forced, they were conscripted into the Russian army. And in fact, this case is still under investigation, and we are working between the Ghanaian authorities and the authorities over there to see how possible best we can get these Ghanaians, young Ghanaians who have been conscripted into whether they will be released. But these are very, very...
So how do you...
Well, he further cautioned the public that anyone involved in human trafficking will face the full rigors of the law, even parents.
of whether you are the parent, biological father or mother of the child. If a child is trafficked and you, the parent, have any role to play in the trafficking of your world for exploitation, the law will deal with you. There's a case in particular where a parent was selling his own son from, I think, Asenfosu for 10,000 just because he owed somebody. And we lured this man and he brought the child. He collected the money from the police and handed over his grandson to the police. And at the end of the day, he was arrested, investigated, and put before court. As we speak now, he was convicted for 15 years. So irrespective of being a parent, being a guardian, being a relative, the law, when the law catch up with you, you'll be dealt with. And that's why let me take this opportunity to educate my viewers that people have to be careful and that facilitating, helping, supporting your child into trafficking, you the parent, when you are caught, you'll be dealt with by the law.
Right.
Meanwhile, Senior State Attorney Andrew Sugo has raised concern about the lack of functional courts hampering the prosecution of human traffickers.
Resources should be provided to the police, especially the marine police and all anti-human trafficking officers, to be able to conduct proper investigations. With more resources to be offered to the Office of the Attorney General to undertake prosecutions, because we will need full well, we need to travel here and there. The Judicial Service should take steps to ensure that the circuit courts are all functioning and we are able to do what we call block trials.
Thank you.
In our follow-up story, the powerful bond between a determined mother and her son has touched hearts and sparked action after a feature on 10-year-old Samuel, who studies under street lights in East Legon while helping his mother hawk on the streets. Supporters coming from the public advocacy group MYO Global Foundation has donated 5,000 Ghana cedis to help Abigail start a business, giving Samuel the chance to step off the street and closer to his dream of becoming a soldier.
On the streets of East Legon, we first met Samuel, 10 years old, book in hand, hope in heart, a child determined to become a soldier, even as he studied under street lights and helped his mother sell on the roadside.
What do you want to become?
Soldier.
What?
Soldier.
A soldier?
Yeah, Atari no crama.
Want a soldier Atariana? That should be obey a soldier no.
Me pacho.
Then no size when I'm motor too.
Okay, yeah. Last year December near market near to home.
And then no size when I'm motor.
His mother, Abigail, juggled cleaning and hawking. Her only goal, to give her son a better future.
4 + 1 is 5. And I have seen it.
Their story struck a chord, drawing empathy from MYO Global Foundation.
The story really touched our patron, that's Professor Douglas Barton, and that was why he decided that we should reach out to Samuel and his mother to assist them. Even though the sum we have given to them is not a huge sum, but we hope that it would help them escape their current situation.
Now that empathy has turned into action, MYO Global Foundation, moved by their resilience, has donated 5,000 Ghana cedis to help Abigail start a small business and get Samuel off the street.
And also, but you hope you say a bebuamo every current situation.
Thank you.
With a small boost, a big dream now feels within reach. For Samuel, the street is no longer the only classroom. And for Abigail, hope now comes with a little less stress.
Meda MYO for us, the fefa my edia mami, name ban. Medamasi, me pese me be provisions, and no mama miskaka crase, me fan be tasida, and in quatintin nunyam, baby biolom is can a free radensha homa, no mboa awadu.
For Joy News, MFA Akwatia Adeti.
Thank you, Auntie.
He's so cute. Well, you're still watching Joy News Desk. We'll take a break, return with business.
Welcome back to Business on Newsdesk. My name is Winston Taki, and out to our first business story. MTN Ghana, in partnership with Absa Bank and Nova Business School Africa, has launched the MTN SME Accelerate Mini MBA training. This program is designed to empower small and medium enterprises to thrive and become more sustainable. There is more in this report.
Lecture of this partnership will equip 50 selected small and medium-sized enterprises with the skills and knowledge needed to compete in Ghana's business landscape. The training will run for 13 weeks. Speaking on behalf of MTN's Chief Executive, Senior Manager for Enterprise Business at MTN, Benedict Bento, reaffirmed the company's commitment to supporting SME growth and encouraged participants to engage fully with the program.
Participants will engage in full-day, hands-on sessions across 4 critical pillars: strategic growth, financial advisory services, business development, and operational excellence. This is MTN walking the talk, fulfilling our promise to work with you and do the real work of building and scaling your business. To all the CEOs and business leaders here today, we are honored to invest in your growth, and we encourage you to take full advantage of this opportunity. Engage deeply, collaborate with your peers, challenge your thinking, and make the most of the expert guidance and networks available to you.
Also at the event, Head of Agribusiness at Absa Bank, William Nete, highlighted the importance of building resilient businesses that can endure over time. He expressed confidence that the training will help participants create enterprises that outlive their founders.
For the businesses, we want to see that their businesses become sustainable. We don't want businesses that start in 5 years, as is said, and the statistics show they fall out. They fall off because they have not done the right things. We want businesses to develop themselves, increase their knowledge in business, in all the aspects of businesses, so that they are able to develop and then create the opportunities for others to come in. We want to see businesses live well beyond the times that they were set up.
Professor Matthew Chamei, President and CEO of Nova Business School Africa, underscored the program's emphasis on mindset transformation and robust business structures.
If you ask SMEs, their number one challenge, they all tell you is money. But we believe it's actually beyond money, because if you get money at the wrong time, if you get money and you don't have the proper structure, you don't have the proper framework, proper attitude, you will actually waste the money. So I think for us, the beginning is a mindset thing. So we help them build structures, but it's also a complete mindset shift. And that's why the program is about transformation. So we're coming in here to then bring the SMEs, first of all, onto a platform that they'll be able to partner and network with each other, and then bring other people in our network together.
The MTN SME Accelerate Mini MBA forms part of MTN's broader effort to empower Ghana's SME and drive inclusive economic development.
In other development, Revenue Mobilization Africa RMA have renewed calls for accountability and transparency in Ghana's financial sector cleanup, demanding an independent public inquiry into the collapse of the Unibank and the entire banking sector reform. Here's more.
Press conference held under the theme delving into the 60-40 State Resources Recovery Formula, a CSO's perspective, the Executive Director of Revenue Mobilization Africa, Geoffrey Kabute-Okanse, described the state's handling of the cleanup as opaque and riddled with inconsistencies. He further emphasized the need for the government to fully disclose how public funds were used, the exact terms of settlements reached with former bank officials.
How did we move from 5.7 to 2.8 billion and arrive at 2 billion, which we have as a final figure? Our further question is that an amount of 2.9 billion is owed to Unibank. Is it still on our necks, or it was actually absorbed by the total amount that was actually given for dissolving Unibank, which will come from the 25 billion that was used for the finance sector mop-up? So if that was the case, then how much of it from the 25 billion was utilized in the case of Unibank? So these are the things that led to our calls that government should set up a committee, an independent committee, to probe the whole business deal around the Unibank, the dissolving, and then also to answer questions about how much is still owed, and actually the assets that Unibank actually lost when the receiver was taking stock of both assets and liabilities, value it and then let us know all these issues. I'm sure when these are known, it will help the business community. Government itself will know where it stands in how much the state has been using in chasing this money, and citizens will be okay. Clarity will be sought.
Also speaking at the event, Director at the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, Benjamin Nsia, warned that inefficient recovery of funds could impact other sectors of the economy, including energy.
Our shortfall was around 17 billion, right? That is even around 2021 or so. So if 2021 we're doing 17 billion, and before these banks were closed before 2021, and even channel the 20 billion that, or the 25 billion or the 30 billion that you hear them mention in the banking sector cleanup into the power sector, one, our sector would have been modernized, right? Doomsday would have been something of the past. Two, our sector would have been devoid of debt, huge debt, either to IPPs or even local power sector service providers. Three, our sector would have had future capacities. As we speak, our sector is likely going to be in serious jeopardy in 2027. Imagine we had used it prudently, efficiently, we made economic sense out of it. At least some of these monies or revenues could have been diversified into the power sector to stop us from paying the 1 Ghana cedis levy.
The civil society organization urged the government to strengthen institutional oversight, hold public officials accountable, and safeguard the interest of taxpayers, businesses, and affected workers.
That's all for business here on Newsdesk. My name is Winston Taki. We have more news for you. Amisi, over to you.
Thank you, Winston, for business updates. Well, the demand for 2 to 3 years rent advance has pushed Gustav Kessie to the edge of eviction every single day in a single overcrowded room at Kokomba, one of Accra's most neglected slums. The 28-year-old delivery rider stretches every city to just keep a roof over his head and that of his family. Kenneth Jesse has more in our Habitat series.
Gustav Kessie is a senior high school graduate who left Bando for Accra as a teenager in search of a better life. Now 28, he's a husband, father of 3, and a delivery rider, trying to make something out of life from within the slums of Kokomba. For the past 12 years, this cramped room, barely large enough for a mattress, ceiling fan, and a few personal belongings, has been home to Gustav and his growing family.
The issue about Bando is there's no income there. There's no way that I can do because normally my food is delivery. That's what I do. So that's what I know how to do best. And back at Bando, there is nothing you can do like that. Unless maybe farming or something like that. Yeah, I've been here for 12 years. Yeah, I stay with my wife and 3 kids.
So all the kids were born in this room?
Yeah, I think two was born. Yeah.
He pays 320 Ghana cedis a month, collected in weekly installments of 80 cedis, for this narrow wooden single room in a crowded compound. 17 other tenants live upstairs, with as many living downstairs. Rent collection here is strict. Miss just a week's payment and you risk being thrown out.
Yeah, I pay rent.
How much?
80 cedis a week. Everybody pays. Yeah, I think we have about 18 on one line, 18 behind. The biggest challenge living here is the pressure in paying the rent. Because if you default for a week, they have to come and lock your place. And if you default for 2 weeks, by the time you come, they'll just pack your things out. Initially, when I came here and I was new, by the time when I default for maybe a week or 2, by the time I come, they lock my place. They have to send my wife and kids out. When I come back, either I send them money or I come back and talk to the landlord before he opens and allow them in.
When was the last time such a thing happened?
I think it was maybe last year, September.
The place is untidy, noisy, and above all, unsafe.
Sometimes the smoke they normally send fire down there, so the smoke comes in. Normally we have some insects here, but the guy has to defend the place. That's why it's like we are not witnessing that, and the place is not tidy.
Gustav has tried many times to move his family out, but landlords demanding 2 to 3 years rent in advance have priced him out of a better home. His motorbike, acquired through a work and pay arrangement, brings in just enough for him to save about 700 cedis a month, still far short of what is needed to afford a new place.
Let's assume you are making the 200 cedis, but you can't save all the 200 cedis. The expenses and all that you do daily, you should just be saving 50 Ghana. So maybe at a month, if I could save, then maybe that's 700 so I can save a month. Because when I try renting and they said, for the least I can get is 200 cedis, and he is taking 3 years, where am I going to get that money from? So it made me lose hope, and I felt comfortable at a point here because there's no way I'm going to get that money. So I felt comfortable, thinking maybe if I work, I can be paying the 80 cedis a week. I think I can be doing that. That was why I think I'll be here, but I think now I have to move.
Despite working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, what he earns barely feeds his family, let alone helps him save the thousands of cedis required for rent advance. He partly blames the rent system for failing people like him.
Yeah, I work every day, excluding Sundays. Sundays I go one and I go off the following one. Normally I have to go 8:30 and I close at 8 p.m. Yeah, I go to 8 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. It has fed a whole lot of youths, not only me, it has fed a whole lot of youths. Let's assume someone is working and earning 1,500. How do you expect the person to get 500 cedis a month for 2 years or 3 years? You can't get that money to pay the rent. So at least what you can do is maybe afford a slum or maybe a wooden structure at some point and manage, or not completed, but then manage that. But I'm really tired. I'm really tired of staying here. Because of that, my friends don't come here. Because the last time I even spoke to a friend and he was saying like, oh, even where you stay, you can't come and visit you. So maybe when I'm home, that's why I go to visit my friends. But they can't come to me.
Well, such a sad story there. But that's it for Joy News Desk today. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. There's more news on myjoyonline.com. But right about now, just as we close, we go to the Jubilee House where the accountability series is taking place. I leave you with the accountability series.